Well, good morning, everyone. This is Jilly Little Zen Crone. It's Wednesday, so it's the Rune Circle day. And I do believe we're on week 6. The washing machine is going in the background. I hope you can't hear that too much, but if you do, that's the sound that's going on. We're multitasking this morning. So as you can see from the beginning of the video where I take the picture of the two runes together, this is one of those weeks where we have a difference in the way the Elder Futhark rune looks as compared to the Anglo-Saxon rune. And let me just get that rune so we can be reminded. So this is the Anglo-Saxon rune, and this is the Elder Futhark rune. Now, the meaning of the rune is that. Let me say the name first. The name is Ken. We say in the Anglo-Saxon Futhark, or Kenaz, or sometimes you'll hear Kaun or Kaun, and it means light, illumination, a torch. And this is supposed to look like a torch or a light. Now, I can't say that I actually see it, but what I do see that reminds me anyway is I have one of those stick lighters, you know, with the long stick on the top, and then you flip the switch. So I see this as that long stick and this as the switch. So that's just how I remember. Ken. So this is about knowledge, illumination, knowledge. It's about light for your path. So again, we're kind of carrying on that that idea of the journey. One other meaning, though, in the in the Anglo-Saxon Rune Poem, it says, Ken is a torch. It gives light where none is shining. It burns most often where princes sit within. And the Old Norse Rune Poem says that ulcer is deadly to children. And in the Icelandic Rune Poem, it says ulcer is fatal disease to children. So we've got these two seemingly opposite meanings of the same rune. But if you think about how, and I don't know why they used children in there either. That was kind of distressing, to be fair. But you know, if you have a wound that is trying to heal, a deep wound, something that's needed to be stitched, or, you know, some other kind of wound that you're trying to heal, you know that it takes time and patience, and likely there are lessons to be learned around that. So in that instance, Ken also brings guidance and clarity. I'm also reminded that in Scotland, people will use the word Ken for know, to have knowledge of. So they'll say, you know, they'll use that word in a sentence as far as having knowledge of. So that's interesting as well. Okay, so crystals that are symbolic of this rune, and of course the element would be fire, right? But we have carnelian, and that is for vitality and creativity. We have amber for ancestral fire and warmth, citrine for clarity and manifestation, sunstone, of course, for joy and empowerment, and obsidian, which which illuminates the shadow, reveals the shadow. Animals associated with this rune are the phoenix rising from the ashes, rebirth through fire. Hawk, illumination and vision. A firefly, carrying light in darkness. And salamander, mythic fire spirit. The trees associated with this rune are the rowan. And I forgot to look that up. I've never heard of a rowan tree. I don't know that they are indigenous to the part of the country that I live in, or the part of the world I live in. So I want to look those up. Rowan, it's protection and second sight. Pine for fire tending and resilience. And the hazelnut tree for wisdom and inspiration. And of course, flowers would be the sunflower, for resilience and following the light. You know how sunflowers will, they turn their heads toward the light. And I just think that that's so cool. There are other flowers that do that as well. I think morning glories are one of them. Marigold for warmth and protection. And I'll have a story. If you watch my video about my summer wrap up, I have a story about the marigolds in my garden. Hibiscus, passion and vitality. And then the herbs would be cinnamon for energy and heat. Bay laurel for illumination and prophecy. Rosemary for memory and clarity, and ginger, again, for fire and awakening. And ginger is also a very healing herb. So to bring this, to wrap all of this together, we have Kaun, or Ken, or Kenaz. I've always said Ken, as a rune of knowledge, illumination. It's significant of a torch or a flame, so it's finding your way in the dark. And that we have these two sides of the same rune. We have light and shadow. We have healing and wounding. With the Icelandic and Elder Futhark seeing this rune as a wound, as an ulcer or a wound. So that is our rune for this week. I wonder if you're using Ken at all, or how you have used Ken. If you live in Scotland, would you please tell me about using Ken in a sentence? I'm positive that I've heard it. So yeah, let me know. Let me know how this is going for you. And until next Wednesday, everyone, take care.